Use device. Microphone. There you go. There we go.
Can you hear us now?
There's a 20-second lag apparently.
Still no audio.
Still no audio. There we go. Okay, all good.
Awesome. We are here.
These darn computers, you know?
I don't know how all of our things got disconnected. Cool. How's everyone doing tonight? Okay, I'll go back to this one.
Perfect. Just give us 2 seconds to kind of get this thing all figured out. We don't do live streams very often, and we're on off-grid internet that's pretty intermittent. And okay,
here we go. Okay,
we doing this?
Yeah. I'm gonna get comments here. You can talk.
Sure. So, yeah, we figured we would do a live stream because we've been talking about doing it forever, and we don't feel like working on the house right now. So let's hang out. Yeah. Where's everybody from?
And I saw we had a super chat right off the bat, so thank you, Richard.
Absolutely, for sure. Junk as hell, but no throwing up. Well, that's good. I can't see that from here. You're gonna have to scooch over. I gotta get closer to this thing. I got old eyes, Katie. Scooch over a bit more.
Can move the camera.
There we go. That's fine. Okay.
Ohio, Michigan.
So, we've got Abbotsford, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, South Africa in the middle of the night, South Carolina, Denver, Colorado, Scotland. We haven't done a live stream in a long time, and this feels kind of weird being in front of all these different people all over the world.
Well, we have 97 people on, and I think that's the most we've had.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it?
For sure.
It's usually like 13 or 14 people. Okay, everyone can hear us.
Florida, Holland, Georgia, Minnesota, Green Bay. Wow. A lot of these places are a lot warmer than where we are right now.
Yeah. Someone's asking where in Canada we are. We're in British Columbia. We're about half an hour from the border. And that's all I'll say.
Yeah. We have to keep a level of anonymity.
Anonymity?
Anonymity? You know what I mean. Yeah. Just for privacy's sake. But yeah. We're in BC.
Yeah.
Not too far from Kelowna. Peru, oh my goodness. There are people everywhere. Wow. Winter storm warning in Minnesota. Okay. Yeah, so we haven't even rehearsed anything about this. We actually we're working on the house, and Katie was doing her thing, and I was doing mine, and I went in to make some lunch, and then we had a 2-hour nap, which has never happened in our entire life.
Yeah.
So, needless to say, we've been burning pretty hard, especially this week, building the house. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've been doing everything we can, because I start work next week full time.
Yeah.
And yeah, we wanted to get to a certain point this winter while I've been off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Russell, I'm gonna make you a moderator somehow.
Good luck with that, Katie. You just figured out how to do video and audio. Katie.
Yes.
Oh, okay, you got it.
What?
Nothing. There we go. Awesome. Okay.
There. Okay.
Can you guys hear us very well? Our computer's saying that we're not that YouTube's not getting enough signal from.
Well, it's gonna cut in and out.
Yeah, it's the Starlink thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Annette was asking about solar. What are our plans for solar power on the home?
This year, which is something that people who have solar do all the time because they always realize that it's so much nicer to have more power. And it's something you can put a little bit of money in, little by little by little. So that's probably what we'll be doing with our solar, is just keep on feeding it, putting more panels in, buying more expensive stuff. Living off grid is not free. And if there's anyone here that lives off grid, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But luckily we've got it, like for us, we've spent so much money on this solar learning, because my mom always says you pay for an education. And we've definitely paid. We've probably put, I don't even want to say the number out loud, what we've put into our solar array. But we're gonna slowly build that solar array once we move into the house.
Yeah, and the wide open spot where our solar panels are, there's not a lot we can do there because it's bedrock. So we might as well just fill it full of solar panels.
Totally. Yeah. And it gets amazing sun exposure. But we did a video a while back that I thought was, this is early in our YouTube adventure. We did a video a while back about our solar panels being 550 feet away from our home. And I couldn't find anyone on the internet that had solar panels that far away from their place. So by the time I figured out how to do it, I figured, other people would be looking for this information. And the video didn't actually do that well, but at least I figured it out. Yeah.
It's working well.
Yeah.
Someone's asking what the temperature is. It's actually been really nice lately. It's been like 7 degrees Celsius, melting. There's mud coming out.
Yeah, you can actually see behind us. That's our driveway, and it's mud, which is a lot better than ice.
Yeah.
That being said, next week we're supposed to go back. We are supposed to have lows of -20, which is not ideal.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah, we're getting close to the end of February, which means spring is so close that we can start to feel that excitement and lightness that spring brings.
Yeah, you can smell it. The dirt.
Yeah.
Chickadees are back. We haven't had the chickadees at our place. They stayed last winter, but this winter they left. But the chickadees are back, so spring's coming.
Yeah. Yeah, Russell, I'm making you the moderator because you have the most experience here. So don't do anything crazy.
You got any other questions?
Your mom says t-shirts in the house.
T-shirts in the house, yeah.
Yeah. It's nice. It's really nice.
This house is so insulated.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have asked, why are we insulating so much? The answer is because we're building a house. It doesn't matter where you live. If you have insulation, it keeps you either cool or warm. And it gets ridiculously hot. I mean ridiculously hot here. And it also gets, like I said, -20 in February. We're going to want to stay nice and warm. So may as well insulate the heck out of the house. So yeah.
And hopefully keep it cool in the summer too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Did you get with last night's? No, last night's snowstorm. Last night's snowstorm was actually a little bit of rain for us today because we were above freezing. So yeah.
Someone asks if I'm building the rest of the house. Trying to, but Greg has the knowledge. He's kind of the superintendent here.
Yeah, well, Katie's learning a ton, and I guarantee you that if Katie was to go build a one-story house by herself, she could easily do it right now, at least from the things that she's learned here. Katie knows how to frame now. Katie, actually, you know nothing about the electrical. I just figured I'd just take care of that myself.
Yeah.
Okay, so Randall Harris, what do you both do for a living? I'm a superintendent for a roofing company who has been laid off for a couple months, which has been beneficial for our house build and our YouTube channel. And Katie?
I do GIS, which is basically mapping for local government. So, yeah, I spend my days at the computer and then I come home and edit videos on the computer. But
for days on end.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll run a homestead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's a good job. I just finished school like 2 years ago, so it's a fairly new career. Someone's asking me if we have any fires near us.
Just the one in our wood stove, thank goodness.
Yeah.
There's we're in a pretty safe area right now. Not in a safe area. It's, as you can see behind us, we've got snow. It rained yesterday. It's pretty safe season for us as far as fires go.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I saw another one. Someone was asking. Sorry, just a sec, Katie.
Are we near North Idaho? Yeah, we're pretty close to North Idaho. We've looked at the same mountains as Good Simple Living, but we don't see them from where we live.
Yeah, I definitely know where they live though,
because
I've been there a lot, and it's pretty telltale, for sure. But I'm actually wearing a what are they called again? North Idaho Nomads shirt.
Yeah.
Katie bought this, and she bought it for her, but it didn't fit her. So.
Well, I like the logo because I do mapping stuff, so I really like their logo.
Yeah.
Stood out to me. But they're a cool channel. I don't think they're posting too much in the winter because they can't get to their property, but yeah, they do really good videos. North Idaho Nomads.
North Idaho Nomads. They're doing the off-grid thing up there.
Yeah. What are our plans for the exterior? What kind of siding?
I don't know.
It's going to be fireproof.
Yeah, no.
We have some hardy board lap siding, so we will be doing some of that, but we're probably going to do metal or something.
Yeah.
A couple different things.
We're going to do some of the house in lap siding, some of the house in standing seam, vertical standing seam metal. And then we're going to have to figure out how to tie it in and make it look nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is your... Oh, yeah, I'll let you ask questions, because I have to, get close to the computer to read
Lots of streaming interruptions. Yeah, we are on Starlink, so it's probably going to cut out a little bit. Did we get hit with a snowstorm? Oh, you already talked about that.
No, I didn't actually.
Oh.
Yeah, we didn't get hit with it. Did I talk about that? No. Yeah, I did. Never mind. Yeah.
No snowstorm.
No snowstorm.
Is the bus going away when the house is finished? Yeah, it'll be going away before the house is finished.
As soon as possible, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to sell it.
We want to sell it.
Hopefully another couple or family that is going to be doing the same thing as us. Building their home, and they need somewhere to live on the land. Ideally, or anyone can buy it, but it's not really roadworthy, so it has to kind of go park somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're excited for it to go, though. We love the bus because it's been good to us, but we're excited for it to go. Because the bus is taking occupation of an area that we want to use.
Yeah.
So, and develop on our property here, so...
Yeah.
It'll be good when it's gone. Plus, Katie and I have lived... Now, this is our 4th winter in 200 square feet.
Yeah.
And we are still together. And we've had fights.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we're ready to live in a house.
Yeah. What are our plans for plumbing? Greg's been working on that.
Working on it today, actually. If you could see, you can't see it, it's right there. But I've been working on the ventilation for the kitchen and bathroom sinks today. So plans for plumbing is to plumb.
Yeah. Hopefully get that over with soon.
Yeah, I got a lot of respect for plumbers. It takes a lot of planning and careful work to get your plumbing right. So, yeah.
How far down the hill is your solar?
Our solar,
Have
I would say the temperature is probably
20.
18 to...
Yeah.
Yeah. We let the wood stove get cool today because it was nice out. So we just threw some wood on it. But it's comfortable. It's an even temperature though. There's no gaps and pockets.
Yeah.
That's hard to watch, eh?
I know.
Okay.
I might have just cut out everything you said.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's nice in the cabin. It's 20 degrees, probably.
Yeah, comfortable.
Yeah.
When are we moving into the house?
That's a good question.
After drywall is done, because I think that would be the hardest task to have to live in here while it's being done. So I think once we're done like sanding and all that, then we can think about moving in. Oh, we also need to have a bathroom functioning.
The answer is not soon.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
A few more months.
I think so. We're in our bedroom right now. I think we are going to get this room pretty much finished so that we don't have to sleep in a construction zone, and then we can slow down and take time for everything else.
Go.
But
Go.
Our little bathroom upstairs in our bedroom isn't going to take very much work to complete. It's very small, but it's essential. It's it's toilet, place to brush your teeth.
Yeah.
So, and we can always use the bus still with the shower in there, so we can leave that set up,
Yeah.
which I'm pretty sure is what we're going to have to do right off the bat when we move into the bus and we start sleeping in here. Sorry, move into the house and start sleeping in here, so...
Yeah.
Yep.
But we did get our composting toilets, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
We're going to be upgrading them in the
Totally.
house.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
We're really excited to try them out.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you have there?
Do we ever need volunteer help or grunt work on the property?
I have friends who offer that too, and yes is the answer, but I don't have the ability to orchestrate that.
Yeah, it is a lot. It is extra work trying to teach someone how to do what you're doing if they don't know, or... Yeah.
Yeah.
And we like to be alone. Just the two
We
of
live
us.
in the woods for a reason. We're pretty introverted people, especially in the last 2 years with all the lockdowns and everything, and having this project that's kept us up here 100% of the time. I've become a mega introvert, and I'm cool with it. I still have friends, and I still send them a message every once in a while and say, we still love you guys, but we've got this to do right now, and this is our main focus. So yeah, we hung out with some friends yesterday, which was nice.
Yeah. What's the time frame to finish the house? We don't really have a time frame. We want to be living in here in the summer, and then we'll just slowly finish. Yeah, we don't want to go too fast because we want to make nice videos about everything we're doing. So we don't have to worry about that, except for our driveway crosses a creek. So yeah, we've put out a few videos on that, and we don't have an update still. Well, we did kind of hear something, but not enough to talk about it yet. So yeah, hopefully soon something will happen.
Whose vehicle is that?
I think it's next door.
That's the first time someone's driven on our road other than us.
Yeah.
It's our neighbor. I guess they just
Yeah.
drove this way.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's weird.
Are we sleeping in the house yet?
Nah, Katie doesn't want to have a sleepover in here. I might just have to come by myself. I put a lot of work into this already, and it's totally sleepable. Oh.
Yeah. When Greg was building out the bus, he basically moved into the bus as he was working on it, and because we were still roommates at that point, I think we were just friends, and yeah, he moved into the bus and it was a construction zone. But I don't want to do that. There's insulation in the air. And
yeah, you're right.
Maybe like once the drywall is screwed on before we start sanding, we can.
Mm-hmm.
But
maybe for my birthday, Katie will come and sleep in the house with me.
Yeah, that's very soon.
Yes. I'll clean it up in here and make a nice little bed for you.
Okay. Do we prep? No, not really.
No, but kind of. You know,
we want to, sort of.
It's kind of comes naturally, especially with like. Yeah, we try very hard not to mention anything about politics on our channel or any of that stuff. But yeah, I don't have a lot of. It's probably not a bad idea to be a prepper, even if you live in a city. We just so happen to live on an acreage up in the mountains, and it's something that we consider. You know, like Katie's gonna work hard on a big garden this year. We're gonna start doing some more like off-grid stuff, foraging. We're hoping to get into hunting this year, so we can start. We've got wonderful opportunities all around us. Yeah, we're in a good place to be preppers, but I don't think we're ever going to be preppers.
Yeah, probably not hardcore, but...
No, but we're always going to be self-sufficient, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I want to learn how to can. We do meat chickens. So, yeah, we want to get as much food here as we can. So.
Security.
Yeah.
It comes naturally when you live rurally.
Do we have family nearby?
I wish. No, we don't.
No.
But we spend lots of time on Skype and stuff with our family.
Yeah. All of our families are pretty spread out.
Yeah, totally.
I do have like a relative here in town.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see her very often though, but she did help me move here, so that was nice. Drilling a well soon?
Nope. I do have big plans for the water. I know someone else mentioned about water. Part of the reason why I bought the backhoe attachment for the tractor is to dig a water line from our water license, which is going to be a lot of work. And as soon as the frost breaks up in the ground, I'm going to start slowly digging a 3-foot trench for about 400 meters. And then we're going to get some line and put it in the ground. So,
yeah. Which
will make it nice because we won't have to haul any water in the winter anymore. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it might be a bit confusing because we've talked about a few different ways we get water here. So there's 3 ways that we get water. There's the spring, which is ultimately the one that we want to develop for like permanent use. And then there is a second spot upstream on that spring where we can gravity feed, which is what we're doing now. And then we also take from a creek kind of over down the road a little ways, which is not the best water. So we don't want to do that, but we've kind of been hauling from there in the winter because our lines freeze because they're not underground.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the upstream spring dries up in the summer, so it's not reliable. So,
got to make it work, though. That's what we do. Just make it work.
Yeah.
That's what living off grid is all about.
Yeah. What kind of editing software do we use? I'm using Premiere Pro now. I was using a free one called Shotcut, but upgraded to Premiere, and I love it. It's much nicer to use. It's a shame that you have to do a monthly subscription. You can't just buy the software, but it is what it is.
We're like 10 minutes
10 minutes behind.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. At least we're not trying to talk.
No pine boards for walls. We're not going to do pine boards for walls, but we might do it for ceilings. We're going to do drywall on our walls, and then our ceilings are going to be tongue and groove. I was hoping cedar, but we'll see. Yeah probably
we'll
pine because we're running out of money. I'm not just kidding, but it's expensive.
Yeah, there's a local guy who posts deals on like tongue and groove quite often, so whenever he posts something that has the amount that we need, we'll probably have to jump on it.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be sweet.
Yep.
Do we have problems with predators like bears, wolves, or mountain lions? Yes.
No.
We have all of those.
But the question was, do we have problems? We've had a problem with a bobcat getting into our property, into our like compounded area. What do you call it? It's our fenced area.
Yeah. Chicken.
Luckily, we haven't had any more visits from that bobcat. We live in a very populated cougar corridor, actually. Like, I mean, right there, not there. Right there is a cougar corridor. So, yeah, we have lots of cougars in the area. We have tons of bears. But problem? No, definitely no problems with them.
So far.
So far.
Yeah.
But you give them their space and you give them respect. Like, we see bears all the time when we go for walks with the dogs. And you just have to, you know, let them have their space. And, you know, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Wolves, we have wolves out here too, which freak me out.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them, but I've seen their tracks in the snow. Yeah.
I think they've been on the game cam as well.
Yeah, our neighbor caught them on the game cam.
Yeah, so we did get a new game cam recently, so I'm trying to find the right spot to put it.
Mm-hmm.
So far we've only got deer.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that exciting. But, yeah. Any plans for kids?
We do not have plans for kids. And in fact, one of the reasons why we can afford this place is because we don't have plans for kids. And a lot of people hate to hear that because they want to see little us's running around, but we don't. We're going to be double income, no kids for the rest of our life.
Yeah. We'll stick with the baby animals.
Mm-hmm. Katie can't share her heart with chickens and children at the same time. She has to choose one.
Yeah.
What do you got there?
How did you find this land?
How did we find this land? I think this land found... It was me originally who was looking for land. Katie and I were dating, but it was me that was looking for the property. And I might actually do a whole video on it one time because it's a really awesome story. That it was just, this land is a manifestation of everything that I wanted. The end. That's the quick story. But yeah, this land just kind of happened upon us. I put my I told everyone I knew, I'm looking for property for like rural, hard to get to, like way out in the woods. Let me know if you know anyone who's selling anything. By chance, a guy at work had a friend who had land for sale, and that wasn't really the case. He had land next to him for sale that was not his, and just by chance and word of mouth, I got hooked up with the person selling the land, and we decided to buy it. So yeah,
the rest is history.
Eric Dombrowski asks if we ever have trespassers. Only when they're invited.
Someone's saying make your own siding. That would be really nice. We would love to have wood siding, but
absolutely,
we want our house to be fireproof.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that would not be a good thing to do.
Where we're located, the chances of us having a forest fire are extremely high. And Katie always gets mad at me for saying that, but I'm a realist, and I know that it's a very reasonable chance that we're going to have to deal with one. Hence why we have a fire pump. Neighbors got a fire pump. We've got water situated for the fire pumps in between the properties. We're doing more things that each year to try to get ready for when something like that happens. I have to clear around the house. It's a danger for sure.
Yeah. Where am I?
Where, yeah.
Someone said beehives. Where did it go? Beehives? ?
Katie, you want to do bees?
I don't know.
I want to do bees.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to, but...
Why don't you want to?
I don't know.
You don't have to even do honeybees. You can do mason bees and just pollinators.
Yeah.
If you want a nice garden, it's a crucial part of it.
Yeah. I guess I don't know anything about it, so I don't know.
I'd like to do bees.
It would be cool. I like to grow flowers, so...
Bees help big time with that. In fact, they're crucial.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of plans for the future, but because we're building the house, it all has to everything else has to be put on the sideline until we can be living in our house, and then we can continue to make plans and do things and hang out with friends and all that stuff.
Yeah. Where did we grow up?
I was born in Saskatchewan, Canada.
I'm from northern Vancouver Island, so pretty rural up there.
I'm a prairie boy, and she's a coastal girl.
Yeah. Met in the mountains.
We
met on the coast, but now we're in the mountains.
Yeah.
Things you looked at before buying your off-grid land?
Tons.
Yeah.
Tons of things. We looked at expensive properties and cheap properties and places that were way far away from where I can work. Yeah. And this was it. This was the perfect spot because even though it takes me a bit to get to work, we still have nice seclusion out here, and
yeah, and it was affordable too.
Totally.
That was the main thing.
Yeah, financial freedom is a big part of this thing for us.
Yeah.
Is to be able to be out of debt. So that's the goal.
Yeah. Papa pump might help with water.
A what?
Papa pump? I don't know what that means.
We'll have to look into that.
Maybe they mean ram pump?
A papa pump. Yeah, a lot of people ask about running a ram pump. Ram pumps work great if you live in a place that doesn't freeze, or if you have good water flow. Our water license is like not running very quick, so there's not enough for a ram pump even there. So we have to use a solar panel and a pump from that water license and pump it all the way over here. So
yeah. Do we ever have trespassers?
Who asked that?
Aside from the vehicle that just drove through. I don't know. Oh, you should tell the story of the girls that came.
Oh man,
that was hilarious.
Okay, well, you can find a few questions while I tell the story.
Yeah.
So, when we first moved here, right around this time, there was I was trying to fix our driveway behind us, and it was really muddy. It was really bad. We couldn't even drive to our bus. So I had brought down some sand, and I was trying to put some sand in the mud, and I don't really know what I was doing, but it was a nice warm day, and I was shoveling, so I had like shorts and a t-shirt on.
And gumboots.
And I was covered in mud. And I had been in the mountains for a while, and I had a bit of a beard, and was kind of unkempt, and looked like a wily old coyote. And these two girls who were going for a rip on the back road and smoking weed.
In a little Volkswagen Jetta or something.
Yeah, got stuck coming down the my driveway in a Volkswagen. It was a Volkswagen Rabbit.
Oh.
Yeah, and they pulled up to the bus, and then they saw me, and I'm just like basically a monster covered in mud, looking at them like, oh my goodness, you guys are gonna be stuck down here, because I could barely get my truck out of here at the time.
And they probably thought the worst thing that could happen to a young woman
absolutely,
was about to happen.
Absolutely. I felt bad because I looked at them, and their eyes just like complete terror, complete terror. So they drove over towards my neighbor's place, who wasn't there at the time. It was just me. I was the only person up here at the time, and I figured I have to go help these girls out of here. So I brought the our sweet dogs, and I like threw on some pants that weren't covered in mud, and I went and I slowly approached them, and I was like, "Don't be scared. I'm a nice guy." So I ended up hauling them out. I actually had to drive them probably 1.5 kilometers with a rope tied to them to get them out of here. So, but yeah. And then they were trying to give me money and stuff, and I was like, just
Don't
be nice to someone. Don't pay me for helping you. Like,
don't drive down muddy roads.
Yeah, totally. Don't go 4-wheel driving in a 1-wheel drive. Yeah.
How many acres do we have?
5.1.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're all ours now because we've paid off our mortgage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of us can use a rifle for protection. I'm not legally yet, I guess.
No.
We still need to do our gun license stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And probably some practice.
Yeah, I don't really know how to shoot a gun. I've shot a few guns, but
yeah.
This year I've been saying it for year after year after year, but my neighbor keeps on getting these beautiful elk every fall, and deer, and has awesome meat all the time, and we're buying store-bought or eating our chickens. But what are you doing?
Lights.
Oh yeah. So yeah, no, we definitely want to get into hunting for sure. It's an important part of living up here for us. There's plenty of abundance up here, and it's something that we've wanted to do for a really long time. Whew. Katie's just messing around with the lights so it doesn't look like we're sitting in the dark. Is this where you left off?
Yeah.
Will you ever be able to quit your jobs and just live off grid? Hopefully. We'll see.
How does that look?
It looks
Not
good.
look on the screen.
No, it looks really good actually. As long as I put my head right here so that it hides it. Please explain about the fire pumps for us, ignorant urban dwellers. Okay, so both my neighbor and I, we have a bunch of tanks that we can throw in the back of our trucks, and we can fill them up. And if there's a localized fire, we both have basically. Well, how do I explain a fire pump? It's a gas powered pump that with 50 feet of hose that we have a nozzle that we can fight a fire with. Mm-hmm. So we also use it to get water in the winter because it's a trash pump ultimately. But yeah, that's what the fire pump is.
Yeah. Oh, the neighbor is deathly allergic to bees.
Okay, well, we won't bring them over to the neighbor's place.
He also wants to know if there's any special features tonight.
Yeah, right. We just figured out how to do audio and video. Not tonight, but we may be doing this again. We'll see. Yeah. I follow them from Argentina, and I would like their dialogues to be submitted. I don't know.
Subtitled.
Oh, subtitled. Sorry.
They should. Our videos should have subtitles. I do turn them on, so yeah, it should be somewhere in the settings.
So, you consider a wind generator for power? We've considered it, and it's worth it. Definitely, it would work at times, but we don't have sustained wind for long enough to justify spending thousands of dollars on a wind turbine.
I think it would be cool to get maybe a cheaper one to
we
try.
could try it, yeah.
I think it'd be a cool video to see how it actually works, because, well, why not?
Yeah, totally.
Why not?
Well, because we got other things to pay for, but it would be smarter for us just to buy more panels, honestly.
Yeah.
That's the way. And bigger and more batteries, really. So, yeah. We got next.
Oh, is hydropower an option at your place?
Hydropower. Hydro...
Probably like creek
Oh no. We could. That is micro hydro is like if you can find an off-grid property that has 12 months a year running water that's enough to power your home, you are buy it. It's totally worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be super
endless
cool.
power. You can leave on the lights. It doesn't matter. Nothing. Just go for it.
Yeah.
We don't have access to that amount of water.
Yeah.
Are you married, or are you contemplating marriage? Katie and I are not married, and maybe we will get married one day.
Yeah. I just want a ring, that's all.
Yeah. I know she wants a ring, too. But
I'll probably buy it for myself.
and then give it to me to give to you. You can't do that. You should ask me to marry you. No, we're not married, but one day when the world straightens itself out and we can have a bunch of people together, there's no way that would have a marriage with like maximum amount of people, 10 or whatever our government tells us we can have. Like from when we need to use heat until we don't need to use heat.
You gotta move your head up.
Oh, yeah. Here, it's backwards.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, so 2.5 cords to 3 cords, I think we'll see. Mm-hmm. It's hard to say because we don't have the house fully insulated. That being said, we're gonna run a mini split here too, so we will be able to use heat from a mini split when the sun's out, which will help offset the cost of sweat labor for wood. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And we've got propane propane furnaces that we'll be installing as well. So,
yeah.
But 2.5. I'm hoping 2.5 cords, which is pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Hoping. We'll see.
Someone says their friend lets them keep 2 hives and he's allergic and he's never had an issue. That's good to know.
I know that some bees don't sting.
They're like nicer.
Yeah, totally. And if we did have a beehive, my neighbor was actually asking this question. If we do have a beehive, it'd be down by our solar panels. Mm-hmm. But you can come over for a beer sometime and we'll chat about that later.
YouTube says subtitles are unavailable.
That's too bad.
Oh, maybe on the live stream?
Oh, okay. Well,
okay, and then Russell says you have to wait a couple days for YouTube to generate subtitles. So
good to know. I didn't know.
That sucks, YouTube.
Yeah.
We want to get the people watching the videos right away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There must be... I know there is a way to, like, add them, but I would have to generate them myself.
Well, you don't have time for that.
No, not right now.
No.
Where's the best place to buy panels?
That's a good one. Where's the best place to buy panels? The place that sells them for the cheapest. Well, solar panels have come down incredibly in price. When I bought my panels about, I guess, 4 years ago now?
Yeah.
I bought my main solar panels, my start to my solar panel array 4 years ago, and it was about $1 a watt. So a 100-watt panel would be $100. You know how it goes. Anyway, I've seen as low as like 69 cents a watt on panels. I'm not sure if they're used or new, but we are using used panels right now, and we pulled our full capacity. So, like, what our panels were rated, we pulled 2,100 watts. So, that's something to consider if you're looking for panels. Don't be scared to look into used panels. They last a really long time, and even they typically last 25 years, but then they lose 20% or so efficiency, which really, if you're getting it for nothing, doesn't really matter. So, yeah.
Car alternator would charge batteries.
We did it back in the day when we first moved up here. We didn't have a proper way to charge our. We have lithium ion batteries right now, but we had lead acid. And yeah, when we ran out of power, a couple times, I didn't have any way to charge the batteries, and I found a way to jimmy rig my truck up to the bus. And it's probably terrible for the batteries, but it worked.
Yeah.
Whereabouts are you?
The neighbors I've talked to around that have had them wouldn't do wind turbines again. Yeah, that's good to know. We watched Nomadic Movement on YouTube as well, and they don't seem to use the one they have.
Wind turbines work great if you live in the prairies, and anyone in the prairies knows why that is, because it's always windy. And the thing about a wind turbine is it's a great way to gather in like a ton of power, because you can get big ones and you can generate a lot of power, but there's a lot that goes into installing them. Solar panels are simple. Solar panel, charge controller, inverter, batteries, and you're good. Wind power, there's more. You have to have a load dump. So when you have too much power, it has to go somewhere. So you have to have a load dump connected. You have to have a special, I believe I'm telling you the truth, you have to have a special charge controller for it. And if there's no wind, there's no power. And the nice thing about solar panels is typically that there's going to be sun in the day. So chances are you're going to get some solar energy. You can go a week without wind in most places. So yeah, we thought about it. We actually did really think about it, because we've had incredible windstorms up here. Katie still wants to get a little one, and we may play around with something like that, but I don't think it's going to be a long-term solution for us.
Yeah, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Russell says, propose to Katie with a silver play button.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
What about getting hydro from town? How much would it cost to bring it up there? I don't know how much it would cost, but we would definitely need like a few power poles to get electricity up here.
Bring electricity from town?
But the other issue is there's private property between us and the road, so I don't know how that would work.
Okay, so you know where that one power pole is? That would be the one that we have to draw off of. And that's about...
Can you just put a power line over someone's yard?
It's not. That's in the right of way.
Oh.
Yeah, so imagine how much money that would be. It would be like, I don't know, too much.
Yeah.
And we don't want to be this on-grid life. Because kind of goes against our whole thing that we're doing up here.
Yeah.
But, if there was a power pole right here, I wouldn't hook up to it. I'm stubborn like that. I am a sun child. When the sun's out, I'm happy. When it's not, I'm not. And now that I have all of the power in my home tied to that, it's even more so. So it's I love being on solar, and I love learning about it, and I'm really excited to see where our adventure in solar goes, because there's so much more. There's new technology coming out. There's so much more that can be done, and I've followed a couple. It's been a lot of money that they've had to invest to be able to get to that point, but it's all about battery sizing. If you can get the biggest battery bank and a bunch of panels, one sunny day or even a 4-hour window of pure sun may be good enough power for 4 days. So yeah.
Would be the optimum amount of batteries and solar panels for us?
As many as possible. Really? Like, right now, we can get, 2 days. We get 2 days without a charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's running a freezer and a fridge. That's running, like, you'd be surprised, actually. Computers take a lot of power. Katie's computer takes 140 watts at any given time. Which is, what's 140 watts? That's like a fridge. It's like running a fridge. Yeah, so, as far as sizing solar and batteries, ideally, I think what I would like to see on our property would be would be 10 kilowatts. So 10,000 watts. I think that would be an awesome amount of power for Katie and I. We can make that work. We'd still have to have a generator backup, but we'd probably hardly use it. And so right now we have, this is going to get a little technical. We have 15,000 watt hours of lithium batteries. I would like to quadruple that, ideally. So, what is that, 60,000 watt hours? Mm-hmm. I think that would be a Skookum system, and it would be perfect, honestly. And when you get into that range of power, like 10,000 watts, you can start thinking about charging cars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this kind of always been the plan, is to get ourselves one day when vehicles go to a battery powered, when we can get a reliable battery powered truck, to be able to charge it up here. So.
Or Jeep, the electric Jeep.
Yeah. There is one out there. I haven't heard anything about it though.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Yeah.
Any cougars in our area?
Ugh.
Yeah, we do have lots of cougars, and
one.
I'm not a cougar.
Well, you 30?
I'm only 30.
Yeah, I don't know. At what point?
Don't know the bugs.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we got lots of cougars around.
Yeah,
here.
but there are cougar hunters that come out here a lot, so yeah, we don't really worry about them.
And those cougar hunters are not poachers. They're conservationists. They know they're
not doing anything
what they're doing.
illegal.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the future, would you consider building more residential type units for Airbnb revenue?
Oh, we're far behind, aren't we?
We're
10 minutes behind in our chat.
Yeah.
Would we build more Airbnb?
Not here.
No, I don't think so.
If we could get our hands on
a larger property,
yeah,
we would do it.
Yeah.
If we could get our hands on a larger property, we would do it. But
yeah,
at 5 acres, we don't need that extra income. Yeah, we do.
It would be nice.
What's the right way to put this? I prefer having our solitude over having the option to rent out something to someone on our property.
But if we could do it nearby, then that would be cool.
Yeah, totally.
I would love to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I always look at Airbnb for places to stay, and there's so many cool ones in the U.S., but in Canada, it's just like...
There's a bunch of cool ones in Canada, but...
I haven't found any.
Well...
So it would be cool to do the, more of an experience one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's only once YouTube gets really good for us and we can buy a very large property in the middle of nowhere with boat access.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be cool.
Got a dream, right?
Yeah. Can you feel the house getting warmer as you added insulation? Oh yeah.
Yep. Within
crazy.
Put a few bats on a wall and it's surprising just doing something like that how quick it makes a difference.
Yeah.
And then the vapor barrier. We don't have vapor barrier in this little spot behind us, but this whole room is vapor barriered. The heat is so even up here. Mm-hmm. It's not drafty at all. Yeah, it's
good.
It's gonna be good for sure.
Would you ever consider clearing the canopy to help grow?
Clearing the canopy. Oh yeah.
Trees.
Yeah.
A little bit.
We slowly are clearing the canopy. We get windstorms. We just took down a bunch of trees. Our neighbor came and helped us with it. And we took down trees because it's a fire risk. And honestly, we've got this house and it's a wind risk. I don't know if you guys know what a blowdown is, but a lot of the times when you get a windstorm, we're perched on the edge of a mountain. When you get a windstorm, one tree will pull a root system, which will pull another tree down, another tree down, another tree down. You can have a large section of forest just fall over. So one tree would cause a lot of trouble on the house. If this little patch of forest came down, it would have taken out everything that we've worked for. So there are more trees around the house that I have to get rid of, and it's been really hard to make that decision because I love trees. And a lot of people comment, "Oh, quit cutting down the forest! You're being so, are you guys going to plant trees in the future?" Yeah, we're definitely going to plant trees in the future, but we're not going to plant them around our house because we have to have a dispensable space, first of all, for forest fires. And we have to keep the house safe from trees falling over. We've seen it. We've been in windstorms. Actually, our neighbor and us had to run out into the there's a proper, like, my neighbor got clearing beside us here, and we were dodging trees and branches in a windstorm.
Yeah, it was actually scary. It was too scary to be inside the bus, so we had to just go out where we could, like, see what was happening. Yeah, it's scary.
And because the trees beside the bus, which are the ones that we took some of them down, were literally bending over the bus like this, and it was just, what are you gonna do? You know, you can't move the bus, and don't want to die, so you gotta go stand in a clearing. Yeah. I've had to cut I had to cut my way in and out of this property a few times from trees falling down on the road.
Yeah.
So.
But on the other hand, the trees provide shade in the summer, which is really nice as well. Because if we took down a lot of these trees, then it would just be so hot up here.
Oh yeah.
So we have to be strategic.
Yeah. Totally. We are going to be taking down a lot more trees, though, which is unfortunate. But you got to do what you got to do.
Eric asks, when was the last time you guys took time for yourselves?
Eric,
this afternoon.
We had a 2-hour nap today. I don't know if I've had a 2-hour nap in my 30s. And I'm turning 36 in March. Yeah, we just went for lunch, and Katie fell asleep in the bed, and I fell asleep on the couch, and all of a sudden, it's time to do a live stream.
Someone's asking if we're using 120 volts or 12 volts too.
So we are using mostly 120. All of our lights are going to be 120. Everything is 120. Fair to say. We have a couple things that are going to be 12 volt. We have fans on our toilets that are going to be 12 volt. But yeah, other than that, everything's 120.
Yeah.
Just easier. And, you know, if we were really, really hard about getting everything down to, like, the most efficient way to live up here, we would do a bunch of 12 volt. But when you do 12 volt, you can only buy 12 volt lights. And we don't want to buy 12 volt lights.
No.
And with our solar array right now and our batteries right now, we really don't have to run anything on 12 volt. Come here, boy.
He's like, you gotta feed me dinner still.
Come here, buddy.
Okay, where did we go? Someone's asking about siding choice again. We did talk about that earlier, but we're going to be doing like hardy board and metal. So we want to do fireproof.
Yeah.
Someone's asking if I'm Portuguese, and not that I know of.
Good question, though.
Yeah.
Sorry, Hinto. Hi, my boy.
Do we have garden? Yeah, big garden plans. I've got a ton of flower seeds, and I'm growing flowers this year.
Mm-hmm. And food.
Flowers everywhere.
Yeah.
And definitely vegetables as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's about as far as our plans go. But I am looking forward to having the house warm enough that I can set up like the little seed starter greenhouse. Because when we've been in the bus, there's not enough space for the seed trays, and then there's also not enough light. So, yeah, I think with all the windows we have in the house here, we'll be able to start a lot of seeds.
Yeah, for sure.
And actually have success with that.
Mm-hmm.
What has been your biggest pleasant surprise about living off-grid?
Oh, wow. That's a thoughtful question.
That's a good question.
Yeah, what has been our biggest pleasant surprise? I'm going to give a romantic answer. Connectivity to nature and feeling... I'm kind of losing my train of thought, but like... Yeah. You get to feel the seasons. That's our pleasant surprise. Is we can tell by the way that the world moves around us that spring is on its way, or summer, or fall, or winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, I don't know if it's necessarily about off-grid living, but like, I just love developing our land. I love tinkering around in the yard, moving rocks around to make a garden bed, or, you know, any little thing to kind of make it a nice, beautiful space.
I gotta also mention, and we don't ever talk about this, but we've had a pandemic for the last 2 years. This is our safe space. We don't have to wear masks. There's no lockdowns. There's no rules. This is our home. Mm-hmm. There's no outside sources other than our phones, which we can easily put down, telling us that the world is in distress. And that has been a wonderful part about living up here. So,
yeah.
How far behind are we?
6:05. A few minutes.
Oh, we're not too far. Okay.
Plenty of insulation, as you said earlier, but will you need an aircon for summer to keep the house cooler?
Planning on it. Yeah, an air conditioner. Will we need one? That remains to be seen. That being said, we saw 45 degrees centigrade, which is 100 and what's in Fahrenheit, like 115.
Yeah, I think so, something like that.
It's hot. It gets hot. We broke records. Yeah. We broke records this summer, and no matter how much insulation you have, if the ambient temperature outside is 45 degrees centigrade, which is almost half of boiling water, you need an air conditioning unit. Yeah. The only way we survived that was just sitting in a lake. We literally, I out for work. Everybody started work at 3.
See goes.
Mm-hmm. I think it'll work well. We're planning on putting a mini split with air conditioning. So.
Yeah, at least for those really bad days.
Yeah.
I doubt we'll use it all the time. I'm not really an AC person.
No, neither am
I. Who and how did you design the layout of your home? Well, Greg had his kind of idea that he's always been thinking about for however long.
When I was 24, I woke up with a hangover one day, and I sat at my kitchen table and just decided I'd design a home. I'm sitting in it right now.
And then I came along and changed a few things.
And Katie came along and changed a few things for the better, absolutely.
Yeah.
This isn't my place. This is our place for sure.
Yeah. Planning on building a greenhouse.
Oh, yeah, we are. You bet.
Yeah.
At least one.
I would love to have, like, a winter greenhouse.
Mm-hmm. If we could eat fresh greens in the winter from here,
even if it's just kale.
And be able to share, like, with our neighbor who has a bunch of good, like, meat, you know, game meat,
traits.
Elk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What made you decide on only one bedroom for the house?
Double income, no kids. Plus, we have 1,000 square foot home. We actually have a utility room that is going to have a bed, so if anyone comes over or anyone gets a little too slippery when they're hanging out, they can stay the night. But the plan is to make a outbuilding that we can have family stay in.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a large place. It's just going to be like a little cabin.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the plan. And I don't think we'll see if we can do it this year, but I doubt we'll be able to.
Yeah.
I'd kind of like to put it in Katie's hands and let her construct it by herself, because she's learned a lot, and it would be really good. I think it would be good footage. Yeah. You know, watching Katie actually just do it herself.
Yeah.
So.
It'd be challenging.
Totally. Look. Is it really challenging?
Some aspects.
Yeah, I can help you by telling you how to do things.
Yeah.
Showing you. Yes. I can be supportive.
How far do you travel to go to work?
Too far.
Yeah. 40 minutes for me, although I've been working from home. And I think at our workplace we're probably going to push for a bit of flexibility with that. If everyone's going back to the office, we're going to try and... We don't need to be at the office, so if I can stay home, it'd be sweet. And you're like, what, an hour?
I'm an hour. I'm an hour, like a solid hour now.
Yeah.
My company just bought a new shop, and it's further away. But it's good. It's good. It's fine. Get to listen to podcasts and drink coffee and have my quiet time for myself. I don't really mind the drive to work.
At least in the morning, there's no traffic when you go.
That being said, an 8-hour day turns into like 11.
Yeah.
And a 12-hour day turns into way more.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Anyway. What's the elevation of our property?
520 meters? Something like that?
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, probably like up to 600
above sea level
meters.
Yeah.
The river is about 450. Or River Lake.
Is it 450?
Mm-hmm.
I know that we're 110 meters from the bottom of our property to the top of it, which is huge.
So yeah,
that's a steep property.
Yeah,
but
up to 600.
Mm-hmm.
Someone says most people want to be millionaires. Me, I just want to live off grid.
You and me both. I don't even want money.
Yeah.
I just, like, all this stuff costs money. I want to live. What is it? Subsistence living. I want to hunt. I want to forage. I want to grow vegetables. I want to, grow meat birds. Potentially do some pigs. Like actually farm and live off the land. That's what I want to do. Yeah. I don't want to have to rely on money. Totally.
Yeah.
It would be great. That being said, I don't mind money. But I don't want to have to live on it.
Eric says elk dinner next weekend. Yep, we'll be there. Say no more.
Yeah.
Plans to have a garage.
Yeah. There are plans. Yeah. And by that I mean we don't have plans, but we have plans. But I don't even know where we're gonna put it. We're as soon as the house is built and we put the deck on the house, which we haven't really talked very much about. Yeah, garage is really important because we have so many tools that are all in the house right now and in my little tool shed and kind of strewn about and in my truck and at work, and like I've got too many things. So
yeah, not enough storage.
Yeah. And I need a place to work. I've got a jointer and a planer, and I've got a bunch of woodworking tools I can't even use because I can't leave them outside, which we are kind of, like, we've got a table saw that's just like frozen in a snowbank right now. Yeah. But we definitely need to get a good work area. If it's a garage, if it's just a big covered area or something.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I gotta use the little boy's room.
We both work standard 40-hour work weeks. I think my work week is like, in the summer it's 35 hours and then it goes up to 37 and a half. But then Greg, he works like 60 hours a week. He does a ton of overtime in the summer. So, but then he gets the winters off for a short period. So, yeah, we definitely want to step away from our full-time jobs and have more time to focus on YouTube. That's kind of the goal. And as soon as we're a bit more debt-free, then we should be able to just jump in. Right?
What?
How much do we pay for property taxes? Oh, like $300 or something. $350.
Because that's what we paid.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing is the answer.
Yeah, it's pretty low.
Whatever's in my wallet.
Yeah, and I guess if they take out our driveway, then it'll be less because we won't be getting fire service anymore.
There we go.
Not that they can get here anyways.
Yeah. Actually, so the next question is, do you regret not getting a tractor with a cab and an AC in it? From Tristan KC. No, not at all, actually. I had my finger on the buy button on a tractor with a cab, and I'm really glad I didn't get one, because how many times do you hop in and out of that tractor when you're using it? Lots. Yeah. And honestly, some of the places we're going to be taking that tractor, it's probably not a good idea to be inside of a cab.
Yeah.
And we're going to be developing our lower property for gardening and things like that, and I don't feel comfortable being inside of a cab going down that sketchy road. Like, it's a very sketchy road to go down there right now. We're going to put some work on it and make it a lot more safe, but I just love driving around on that tractor with the wind in my hair, and it just makes more sense for us to have a tractor that's open like that.
Yeah. How cold does it get in the winter?
The coldest temperature we have ever seen out here is -30. And that's cold. I hate that temperature. I never want to see it again. Yeah. But we've seen -30 out here.
Yeah.
That being said, how cold does it get? What's our average temperature in December? You know, we're maybe -10. This is centigrade, by the way, Celsius. Right now,
not even -10, like 0 to 5, -5.
Yeah, at night it gets cold.
Yeah.
You have, it does. It's manageable.
Yeah.
That being said, we had a cold snap this year that my window in my truck doesn't work anymore. Like everything broke.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm PTSD thinking about it right now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do we have a PO box? Not yet. It's on the list to get one set up, but we haven't.
We've been juggling.
Yeah.
We've been juggling.
Yeah. How are we doing internet out here? We've got Starlink. So we've had it since September.
Night Russell.
Yeah, good night, Russell.
Thanks for moderating.
Starlink, we got in September. It wasn't working very good because we had too many trees, but now that we've got it up on the house, the tall roof, and we took down some of those trees, and it's been good. It's
been good.
Like, really good.
And as you guys have seen, there's been some intermittent kind of like dips in the signal. Yeah. That's just a Starlink thing.
Yeah.
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 What else do we have there? Where did you leave off?
Crimson Acres.
Crimson Acres. That's stuff I can relate. Yeah, Crimson Acres Homestead. Yeah. Working full time and building a homestead is a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
That's not what the people back in the early days of homesteading were doing. They were homesteading.
Yeah.
Not working a 40, 50, and in my case, sometimes 60-hour-a-week job.
Yeah.
It's so hard, and I'm really hoping we do awesome on YouTube, because one day, maybe, I'm not even going to say it out loud because I don't want to jinx us, but yeah.
Yeah.
Look at heat pumps. I think they run in colder temps. Heat pumps do run in colder temps, and if the sun's out, a heat pump would be great, but we have wood everywhere. We don't even have to cut down trees. We have trees that just fall over in windstorms. We have no problem with getting firewood out here. So and we love the way that it heats. When you're walking by a wood stove and you just feel that warm embrace of the wood stove, it's the easiest way for us. That being said, we're ultimately going to have 3 different ways of heating in here. We're going to have a mini split, which has a heat pump, which is like a small heat pump. We're going to have 2 propane. I think we're going to have 2 propane furnaces. And then we're going to have the wood stove. So, yeah. Thermals come very in handy. How big of a clearing do you have for Starlink? What? We're on a south-facing aspect of a mountain. We have... How do I answer that?
Well, you can kind of see it in our drone footage where we've gone up from the house.
Yeah, the Starlink, our satellite is directly above us right now, on top of the house, because we're in the middle of the clearing, really.
Yeah, but we haven't really measured it. It does have a little bit of red in the obstruction thing, but it's just right on the very edge. So, yeah.
Thermals come very handy in the wintertime for sure. Thermals as in
long johns.
Oh yeah. I have a rule. December to the end of March, I wear long johns. If it's supposed to be 15 degrees Celsius that day, doesn't matter. I'm wearing long johns. April comes along, no more long johns or thermals. Sorry. I love wearing them. They keep me warm. So, I applaud your decision to get a real stove, Blaze King, the only one trusted in Alaska. Too many new homesteaders getting some cute, cheap stove that doesn't help them out. I completely agree. 100%. We love this stove. Couldn't have done anything better, honestly. This stove is meant for the square footage of this home. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Hello, me and you.
Are your parents supportive? Yeah.
Extremely.
Yeah.
Always have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely. They always want to come visit.
Yeah, totally. Our parents are very supportive.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of them.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Here, I have 2 wood stoves. Oh man, 2 wood stoves. We would kill ourselves in here. I'm actually a little bit worried. So we have R32 in the walls, ultimately, with the exterior insulation, and R40 in the ceiling, and a really well done vapor barrier system and an open concept. I have a feeling that even our wood stove, we're going to have to leave on low all the time. Next winter,
because you burn less wood.
Totally. Next winter is really going to be telling because when it's warm in here, it takes nothing to keep it warm in here, and we've I don't even think we've insulated half of the interior yet.
No.
Well, I guess no, we have. Upstairs is completely insulated.
No, not quite.
Well, not quite. We've got a little bit there, but yeah, it's 2 wood stoves would kill us in here for sure.
Someone's asking about putting pipes in outside the house or inside the house.
That's actually a good question. So we are going to take a chance. This is something that we're going to be working on next week because we're kind of doing our plumbing. Our pipes are going to be underneath the house in the crawl space, but our crawl space is going to be contained by skirting, and I know that that's going to work because I know what the temperature is underneath the bus, which is poorly skirted. And even when it was minus 20 out, it was 3 degrees underneath the bus. So when we do the skirting on the house, it will keep the water lines from freezing. And if it doesn't keep the water lines from freezing, I will have to do something about it underneath there. But what we're going to do is we're going to have all of our our water pump and our filtration all in the crawl space so that it's outside of the house so we don't have to see it. So yeah, no, it's a good question. We're going to have our water lines outside the house, not inside. I've lost.
Do we have house insurance?
We don't. Not right now. Not right now. We will have house insurance. Actually,
we should be looking now. But
well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about house insurance where we are. If we get it in the summer, we won't get fire insurance. You can only get fire insurance in the winter because if you're within 50 kilometers of a forest fire, which we typically always are, 50 or 100 even. I can't remember
what it's 50.
It is, okay.
Yeah.
And your rates will be higher. So we have to kind of wait. We have to wait until next winter to get insurance on the home. So.
Well, why couldn't we do it now? Still.
Because we're not built.
Oh, I think you can still.
We should really look into that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It would be smart to get it.
Yeah. Good question.
It's just a huge chore that I have to dig into.
Yeah. What's the next one?
It's always good to back up your backup's backup, especially when it comes to heat.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, poo-poos. Yeah.
Well, I think we should wrap up.
Yeah, we gotta go feed our animals pretty quick here.
Chickens are wide open.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
And that's the cat coming to say it's time for dinner.
Time for my gravy. Yeah, for sure. Let's finish it. Let's finish the last few that we have here, though.
Yeah.
Let's start. Okay, so hi from Harrison Hot Springs. I love Harrison Hot Springs. It's such a nice spot. If I build a house, I love wood stove. If I build a house there, I made a fireplace in itchy room.
Its own room, maybe.
Its own room. Yeah, wood heat is absolutely the best feeling ever. It's weird for me to go into a place that has forced air, because you hear a furnace kick on and then it just shoots dry air at you. I can't. It's uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
Which of you handles the drone flying, and have you crashed it yet? We both handle it. Katie typically flies it, and yes, we have crashed it yet, Katie.
Yeah.
Okay,
we got the cheaper drone that doesn't have side sensors, and so it hit a tree.
Cheaper drone. By no means is it cheap, but...
No, but yeah. Yeah, we need to get the drone out. It looks kind of gross around here because the snow's all kind of melted, and there's mud pathways.
It's dirty.
It's not very nice.
Cook stove. We spent weeks over cook stove. Oh, sweet. Cook stove would be sweet.
Yeah, I wondered about those, but...
Skirting will keep the critters out. That little kitty cat keeps the critters out. She is a great mouser.
Yeah.
She's not a great pack rat killer, though. She tried.
Yeah, she had an epic battle with a pack rat.
Yeah.
But it ultimately got away.
Yeah, for sure.
What happens to the school bus? We're going to be selling it. Yeah, hopefully someone who's doing something similar to what we're doing, and they need somewhere to live while they're building.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a lot of people that have said you should Airbnb it, but then we have to have people on our property.
And the way our place is laid out, there's no way to have them separated. They'd have to be in our yard and just a little too close.
We're on a a mountain. We're actually on a mountain.
Yeah.
And we have a lower property that we could Airbnb, but I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What did you do?
I just went down.
Cool. Well, I think we got all the correct questions.
Yeah. If we missed any, sorry.
One thing I'm not appreciative about the Blaze King. Sorry. Is all the air is not filtered. Our lung is full. Oh yeah, that's the one thing. That is the drawback of a wood stove. Is dust for sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. We're gonna wrap it up here.
Yep.
Yeah. Again, I'm so grateful for all of the positivity that comes from your comments. Mm-hmm. It helps us stay motivated.
Yeah.
It helps us stay so motivated. We have very, very, very rarely have anyone trolling, and even when someone trolls, it's usually a bad day. I love to see how many of you are so positive, kind, and we're forever grateful for that, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for hanging in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, until next time, we'll figure out a little bit more how to do this live stream thing, and we'll figure the audio and video a little bit better. So